Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. Fuck you and you and you. It's that hot girl by my anthem. Turn it up and throw attention.
Good day everyone, and welcome to another LEGO Ninjago review. Today we're going to be doing set 40374, 73 pieces, ages 6+. It's the Ninjago Legacy Nindroid Blister Pack thing. Yes. So, with my big Lego.com order, I got 2 of the blister packs. I got that piece of shit Harry Potter one that I just reviewed, and I also got the Ninjago one. So, you know, without any further ado, I suppose that we'll just get right into these minifigures then. First off, we've got Zane right here, and as you can see, he's got golden power for some reason. I don't really know why, I don't know what that's referencing. However, his outfit is a very excellent recreation of the Ninjago rebooted sort of outfit that he had, although this time in gold. I recommend that you just go on Bricklink or Brickopedia or something and you look at what Zane looks like when he had the rebooted robes, and this looks exactly like it, but in gold, so that's actually really quite nice. You know, a part of me, I was thinking to myself, I had just built the set, I was mulling things over, and I'm thinking to myself, it's quite a shame that in both this and the Harry Potter one, none of the minifigures have any printed legs, right? But then I think to myself, you know, I suppose it's rather forgivable in both of them, because, you know, whenever a character has a sweater in the Harry Potter, then they always have black legs. And when it comes to Zane, his rebooted attire also did not have leg printing. So I'm willing to forgive it this time around. Not to mention it's quite cheap for 4 minifigures, so, you know, no leg printing I suppose is just perfectly fine. However, this is quite a nice little exclusive thing for them to give us. So I suppose that this is the 3rd ninja, or well, maybe 4th, that we've gotten in golden power, because we've got Lloyd, and we've got a few variants of him. Then we got Kai in that one promotional set. We got Master Wu as the Dragon Master, and now we've got Zane. A part of me deep down honestly hopes that we get some sort of golden power version of every single member of the team. You know, we're still missing quite a few of them in there. It'd be nice to see what they'd do for someone like Cole or something, you know? But still, quite nice, as you can see. No printing on the cowl right there, but it's, you know, it's gold and white. He's got the, you know, new LEGO Ninjago movie head, which I quite like. I appreciate it a lot. Nice little bit of back printing right there. He's got the shurikens, and bippity boppity boo. Quite a nice minifigure for them to include. A good exclusive. I am very contented with that. Anyways, then we've got our Nindroids. There's 3 of them. We've got a standard Nindroid right here, complete with a cowl and regular-sized legs. We've got a Mindroid, as it were, with small black legs, and then we've got a Nindrone over here with no cowl. So we'll just show you the Nindroid right here. As you can see, it looks quite good. I would say that when it comes to my appreciation of Ninjago, the, rebooted line was the first line that I ever fell in love with. I got quite a few sets from the rebooted line, in fact, and I got, like, the large ones, too. The Mech Dragon, the Battle of for Ninjago City, you know, Zane's helicopter thing, you know. I got quite a few of them, and I really quite liked it. Rebooted was really where I fell in love with Ninjago, so I really appreciate getting these Nindroids again, because I always loved the Nindroids. They were a really neat concept, and I always appreciated them sort of as like an army of drones, you know, they always looked quite cool. And I like this torso detail quite a lot. The mechanical parts look quite good, and then of course they got the purple and the red and black, staying true to that classic, awesome Nindroid aesthetic, which is simple but quite effective. Works nice as sort of like an anti-Zane sort of thing that they've got going with them, with that, which I really quite appreciate. Torso is quite good, and then we've got the face, which seems honestly quite similar to the Nindroid face that we got before, although it seems kind of exaggerated. Bigger eyes, more sort of harshly mechanical, larger mouth. However, how this one differs from the other sort of legacy rebooted Ninjroid that we've gotten, this one doesn't have the double-sided face. Quite honestly, I don't really miss it. I'm not really bothered by the fact that we didn't get the other face, because the other face doesn't really add anything, I find. But yeah, I suppose that makes it so that the two-faced Ninjroid is still exclusive to that one set. That's the name I can't remember right now. And then some nice little back printing right there, and bippity-boppity-boo. So quite nice, quite decent, and effective. I'm quite contented with that. So now we'll get into the other two minifigures, and at the same time we'll start to get into the builds. Because, in a way, we sort of have builds on the back of our Mindroid right here, who's literally the exact same in every single way, except he has small black legs and a katana, and then he's got, like, this backpack right here. I don't really care for it all that much. If they didn't include it, who would even notice? Honestly, it does nothing but give him stability issues. He can barely stand up. You kind of have to arrange the katana right if you're going to get him to stand properly. But, yeah, he's the exact same as the other Ninjroid, just short legs and a backpack. Not really necessary, but, you know. There we go. Wonderful. So then we've got the Ninjrone right here without the cowl, but other than that, he's all the same. And he has got this very neat little jetpack right here. As you can see, he's got the handles right there, so he can sort of control it. Quite nice with the Exoforce drone arms right there, and then he's got sort of like the backpack, and then the two jets, and then the katana's coming out on either side, sort of making for the wings. However, the problem is that these have absolutely zero friction, so when you're just flying around, they get out of sorts very easily, so, you know, you want them to be like this, so it's like he's flying around like that, but the truth of the matter is that it's often kind of like this. Honestly, it's a nice little thing, and I believe it's a reference to one of the Ninjroid sort of jetpacks that we got during the actual rebooted line. I think one of them had a jetpack that was exactly like this, if I'm not mistaken. But I just kind of wish that they had attached the katanas in a way that actually made them hold their position. Yeah. Nah. So it's fine, I suppose. It looks decent when you've got him just sort of positioned there, and yeah. So you actually get two titty brackets in this set. One for the Mindroid's backpack, and one for the Ninjrone's jetpack, which is quite nice. So, yes, I suppose that wraps up the minifigures. Now we go to the set. I suppose the set would be this. It is very evocative of Cyrus Borg's, sort of mechanical walking chair thing, if anyone remembers that. Although this is not Cyrus Borg, there's no Cyrus Borg in the set to put in the chair. A part of me is actually inclined to think that once upon a time, the exclusive minifigure that we were going to be getting in the set was an exclusive Cyrus Borg minifigure. Except they replaced it with Zane, so we've just sort of got his chair here. It's quite similar to his, with like the 6 legs and the very stubby arms that couldn't really attack an opponent, really. It's more sort of for defense, because like this can't really reach very far, even with the katanas. And the problem with the Exoforce claws is that they have very low friction, especially when it comes to holding katanas. It's something about the combination of the katana handle texture and the sort of inside of the grasp of the claw that makes it so that it doesn't really want to stay in there. See that it kind of oscillates and like very easily. Kind of wish that they had equipped this with some better weapons. As you can see, you've got that very sort of standard controller in there. You've got the seat where they recommend that you put this Ninjroid, and then, you know, just the sort of 6 stubby little legs down there, which you can use to, you know, just crawl around. So, yeah. So, you know, it looks quite good. I think it's decent enough. It's definitely substantial. It's a lot more than I think we've gotten in literally any other one of these blister packs before by way of construction, so I'm definitely not complaining about it. The fact that, honestly, you get 2 constructions in this if you include the jetpack and this, you know, it's quite nice. The Harry Potter one had freaking 53 pieces, and this one had 73 pieces, and it feels much more substantial here. Final thoughts. So honestly, this is a very nice little blister pack. I quite like it. It makes it so that you can build up your Nindroid army, and Nindroids really were sort of marketed as a very massable opponent, and honestly kind of the first like that, you know? Sure, for the, final... What was it? The final battle with the Stone Warriors. Sure, those were kind of like generic soldiers and whatnot, but there wasn't really an easy way to mass them. If you simply got a bunch of the, excuse me. If you got a bunch of the rebooted sets, you get a bunch of Nindroids. It was sort of encouraged, because the Nindroids are individually very generic, that you would, you know, mass them, and you would get a bunch of them, and you'd have a whole army. You know, the threat of them was sort of that there was tons of them, you know? And I think that that makes for a very appropriate blister pack, and honestly something more than fitting for Legacy, quite honestly. I was quite disappointed when that set rolled around, you know, Jay's tank thing and Cole's little mech. And it only had the one Nindroid in it, and, you know, I ultimately didn't really get it, because I didn't feel that, you know, the minifigures didn't appeal to me that much, and the constructions didn't intrigue me that much, and I'm just like, it's really a pity that when it comes to this rebooted line, we've only got the one set, the one Nindroid, you know? And here we are, and we've got 3 in this blister pack, and I really do appreciate it. I very much look forward to adding these Nindroids to my little old Nindroid army, you know, because ultimately the visual motifs are quite, you know, it's all quite congruent, you know. Even these ones are a lot more stylistically advanced, you know, their torsos look a lot better and their faces are a lot more expressive. Ultimately, they fit in with the other, with like the army quite decently enough, so it quite honestly works perfectly fine. And then as far as exclusive minifigures go, you know, this Golden Zane is quite neat. I appreciate just how much they've dedicated themselves to replicating the rebooted style of Zane, but giving him the golden power. Canonical or not, who gives a shit about Ninjago canon? That show and the plot are as dumb as shit. I love the sets, but, like, damn, one time Rob and I, we watched the an entire Ninjago season, and I feel like we were stupider because of it. It's a terrible, terrible show, and anyone who says any different is probably an idiot, because it's just awful. I'm sorry, it's really, really bad. But in any case, this is a good blister pack. I really honestly recommend it. It's nice, it's sweet, it doesn't enrage me in the same way that the Harry Potter one does. It's a good little thing, I appreciate it, and I recommend it, because it's a sweet little thing. You get some good minifigures, you get some massable minifigures, and you get a good exclusive. And also the build is surprisingly substantial, especially when you consider these more recent blister packs, which have very shitty little sort of constructions, you know. So, yeah, that's really all I've got to say about the Ninjago Legacy Nindroid blister pack thing. I'll catch you on the flip. Farewell.